Hi, I'm Sean Gannon, and this is Minute Math, and today we're going to learn about adding positive and negative numbers, and we want to find each sum. So if I was given this expression, -1/4 plus -3/2, and I wanted to add them together. Well, they're both negative, which is nice, so we know that our final answer is going to be a larger negative number, larger than both of these. Well, I need to find a common denominator. And so what number does 4 and 2 both go into? Think about it for a second. 8, right? So 4 and 2 both go into 8. 2, 4 times, and 4, 2 times. So if I'm going to take the -1/4, I can multiply it by 2 over 2. And here, multiply -3/2 by 4 over 4. And what that allows me to do, right, multiply by 2 over 2 and 4 over 4 each side, is I'm going to adapt it because 2 over 2 is just 1 and 4 over 4 is 1. I'm multiplying by 1. I'm adapting the fraction in a sense to make it look a little different so they have the same denominator. 2 times -1 multiplied across the numerator is -2, and 2 times 4 is 8. And so -2/8 is the same thing as -1/4, right? -3 times 4 is -12. And 2 times 4 is 8. And so what that tells us here is that -2/8 is the same as -3/2. We just adapted it to have a different base. But now they have the same base. And since the fractions have the same base, we can write that base out right here, and we just add across the numerator. -2 plus a -12 is -14. And so we have -14 over 8. But I'm not done, because that fraction can be simplified. -14 and 8 both both are divisible, right? Divisible by 2. And so -14 and divided by 2 is 7, right? -7. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. And so my final answer here is -7/4. Make sure if your final fraction can be simplified anymore, do so. And so again, let's recap. We started with -1/4 plus a -3/2. These two numbers did not have the same base, and so we had to find a common denominator. And so we know that 2 and 4 both go into 8, 4 2 times, 2 over 2, and 2 4 times, 4 over 4. We multiply those fractions out because 2 over 2 is 1 and 4 over 4 is 1. And by multiplying a number by 1, it really doesn't change it. 2 times -1 is -2, and 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times -3 is -12, and 2 times 4 is 8. Again, same base. Fantastic. That base comes down here, and we worry about the numerators. -2 plus a -12 is a -14. We're going into that negative direction. All right. And so we have -14 over 8. But that fraction can be simplified. Both the 14 and the 8, or -14 and the 8, are both divisible by 2. And so -14 divided by 2 is -7, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And there's our final answer, -7 over 4, our final answer here.